Welcome to Hillary's Pro Tips. I'm Hillary, and in this video, I discuss the ins and outs of how to unclaim a file. Okay, so what on earth am I talking about? If you already work with the Rev.com platform to claim work, you already know how to do this, right? Well, what happens if your editor crashes and you're trying to unclaim a project inside the 1 hour window and you're flat out stuck? This actually happens and you need to be prepared to handle it. A quick workaround is to open a new tab and then go click open the details of one of your old completed Rev.com projects by clicking on that old project number's hyperlink. If you work in the Rev.com interface, you know where to find that stuff. Now look at the web address of that old project detail page in the top of your browser. You can change that ending project number to reflect the project that you currently have claimed. Just replace it with the current project number and hit enter, and that will let you unclaim the file from the next page. This has been a lifesaver for me repeatedly when a file or one of the editors have crashed in the past. Okay, so that's one issue. Now, going back to I know how to unclaim a file, Hillary. Let's make sure we all know how to unclaim a file for the right reason. Some of the options that you have to unclaim a file can also report the file to support, which can take it out of the queue until someone looks at it. That makes sure that a human takes a look at the file to see if someone needs to contact the customer or IT. It makes perfect sense to me to have a human do this. Good job, Rev. Also, this can totally suck. I don't know about you, but seeing a Primo file disappear when you're clicking away trying to claim it can be infuriating. And so there I am, sitting on the edge of my chair waiting to see if it comes back. And it does! But only an hour later while I'm at the store getting dinner. And it was because the Rever who unclaimed it also reported it for foreign language when unclaiming it because they didn't want to capture a British accent. So there I am, adrenaline pumping, trying to grab an episode of my favorite series that I went totally fangirl over trying to click the button. And instead, it's sitting in a queue somewhere waiting for someone to wake up and look at it so it can be put back in the queue. Please stop killing me over here. Also, don't do this to the rest of the people trying to work in the queue. Someone out there just loves plopping down foreign language tags, and so what you think might be a foreign language file is instead this beautiful unicorn with sparkles and glitter and hearts that just needs someone willing to pull the English out of it. Don't report it unless you claimed it and took the time to pore over it like the person in support will have to. Sometimes there's enough English in there to be captionable, we just have to find it. Personally, I'd rather support have more time to answer emails and find new customers rather than cleaning up after someone that doesn't know how to unclaim correctly. So, let's just cover the bases to make sure everyone knows how to choose an unclaim reason. Personal reasons. This is your go-to unclaim reason. This means I got some reasons and I'm just going to walk away from this project. Could be I despise the speaker, could be that my 1-year-old just started projectile vomiting, or maybe I just want to walk away because I'm still twitching because I didn't get that file I just fangirled over. And so I'm going to go clean up all this baby vomit and go to the store and get dinner. You know, I've got personal reasons. If you are unsure about reporting files or would rather let someone else go through the process of ensuring the file is properly reviewed and actually needs to be reported, just use personal reasons. Incorrect length. This doesn't mean I don't have enough time to do this file. It means that the audio file was sped up by the customer or multiple audio files were layered on top of each other, or the audio isn't the right speed on a caption file. This unclaim reason reports the file and pulls it from the queue for support to look at. Foreign language. This does not include accents or broken English. This means that the file was recorded in a language other than English. If you select this, make sure and look at the entire file to make sure there is no English that needs to be captured because you may be unclaiming a unicorn file. This is important because maybe there's a translator in the room that talks every once in a while. Sometimes there's an English song or a side conversation that is the very specific reason the customer submitted the file for an English caption or transcript. And previous subtitle work doesn't matter. You're just listening for what to type. I've done a foreign movie caption for a single song in English. It's wonderful. Please don't report that file. I really want to be paid for captioning a single song in a big file again. It's like sunshine reflecting through fresh dew. Or Julie Andrews singing about her favorite things. Or Nutella. Yeah, it's like Nutella. Missing audio. Can you hear anything on the file? Did you skip forward a little bit? Was there anything there at all? Keep going all the way to the end. You have to check the whole file, because sometimes there are very small sections in the file that are the very reason the file was submitted for an official transcript. This is the process that police and lawyers use to get official audio transcripts from long surveillance tapes for legal matters. So sometimes it's the whispers that we're listening for. Sometimes it's a file where they turn off the mic intermittently, which is totally fine. Also, sometimes you forgot to plug in your headphones and you realize it about 4 unclaims later. Stop that. If I find something that is actually missing the audio track, I stop and play something in YouTube or Spotify to make sure it's not my headphones. It's usually my headphones. If you're a captioner, use missing audio as an unclaim reason to report files that have missing audio tracks. Music and atmospheric-only files are fine for captioners. Music-only files are still not cool for transcriptionists. Use missing audio to unclaim if you're doing a transcription job that is missing an audio track, or it has music or lyrics, or it's atmospherics only. We have to have spoken English dialogue to complete the transcript. Heavy accents and difficult audio quality. These are great choices if you want to tell your fellow Rever that a file has an issue, but not that support needs to look it over. Think about that bad audio file that you're not interested in right now, and think about what happens if you report it. Now consider that maybe the only actual problem with it is that someone needs to pay me about twice as much as what they're currently offering, and what I really need to do is just go to the store and get some dinner after I clean up all this baby vomit. The struggle is real. And I completely avoid using other to unclaim because it's covered under personal reasons. Stay tuned because I have loads more pro tips to share with you. Bye guys!